goodness! You can just sit with me if you want to. Or kisses. Okay, thank you. Let's pause the kisses so I can talk. Hey folks, welcome. Good morning. This is Gently Chaotic Knits. I'm not sure why I said good morning. I think I'm in the habit from doing Vlogmas videos. And I am Emily, and I'm really happy to be back here podcasting with you. I've been recording vlogs all week, and it is nice to just sit down and know I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to talk about my knitting for the next roughly an hour. And yeah, my camera is set up. I don't have to hold it. I don't have to point it at things. And I just get to sit and chat about knitting. So I'm really happy to be here. Today is Wednesday, December 7th. It feels like it's been a while. It always feels like it's been a while. I think it's just I've been more irregular with my videos than I used to be. And that's totally fine. That's what's working for me right now. But it feels good to get back into it a little bit here and to have some time to record and chat with you all. What I was referencing there, I realized I didn't really explain. I have been recording vlogging, recording my day-to-day activities as part of a kind of Vlogmas style series of videos that I am doing this month. If you're unfamiliar with Vlogmas, I think the standard kind of premise is just folks creators online, especially in the knitting and crafting community, will record a daily vlog every day for the month of December up until Christmas, hence the name Vlogmas. And daily vlogs is a lot for me. I think sitting down to edit and post a video every day feels like a lot. So what I did a couple years ago when I did Vlogmas and what I'm doing again this year is weekly videos. So I'm still recording myself pretty much every day, but it feels more manageable to just sit down at one time and edit the whole video for the week and then post that. Although that did result in a video that was over 2 hours long and also took me half of a day to edit. So it is still quite an undertaking to take that much footage and then edit it all and everything. I'm very glad that I got a new editing setup on my computer. I got an external hard drive. Actually, I had to get that for the Rhinebeck video because that one was so long, but it has come in handy for these Vlogmas videos as well. So if you haven't already, feel free to check out. I will put a link to my first Vlogmas video down below. I will talk a tiny bit in this episode, as I always do, about life stuff and what's been going on. But if you actually if that's the part of the video, not the part, but a part of the video that you're interested in, I would definitely say check out the Vlogmas video because I basically just filmed my week. I mean, not everything of course, but you get a really good picture of what we were up to this week. So when I'm talking about it at the end of this episode, everything I'm talking about you will basically be able to watch me do in the Vlogmas video. So yeah, and I'm planning to continue that. I'm not sure if I'll do the last week of December because that's when I'll be at home in Oklahoma visiting family, and I'm not sure what capacity I'll have for recording during that time and editing and posting and stuff. That one maybe I'll record while I'm there, but I'll post it late or something. I'm not sure, but my plan is to do the first 3 weeks. So I'm recording the second week right now. I am in progress. I started that vlog yesterday, and yeah, stay tuned. I will probably post that next Tuesday. So that's the plan at least. But today is Wednesday, and this is not about Vlogmas. This is not about vlogging. This is a standard sit down and talk about what I'm working on. And I'm feeling my framing in this video is different. I don't know. Does it feel weird? I'm not sure. Is that better or worse? we'll just go with this for now, and then if I need to change it, that's fine. Norman was up here with me like just before I started recording, and then I think because I was getting everything set up, that irritated him, and so he left. So we'll see if he comes back. I need him to come back because we all need like that little bit of Norman at the beginning of the video, you know what I'm saying? I guess you probably know already if he came back, because I will have put that little bit at the beginning of the video. Okay, I have talked for way too long without starting to talk about my knitting. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to share what I'm wearing because I'm realizing that I forgot to tell my vlog what I was wearing this morning as well. And so after I'm done recording, I will need to do that as well. But today I am wearing, this is my Rift tee, which it's a t-shirt. This is a pattern by Jaqueline Cieslak. I love this t-shirt. It makes me want to make a ton of other t-shirts in neutral colors. I have some yarn in my stash that I've been honestly thinking about. Like, I don't know why I'm dreaming of making t-shirts right now. Like, this is not t-shirt weather. This is not t-shirt season. Why am I like, I need to knit t-shirts? But I guess I am wearing a t-shirt today. It's been really cold here. It's been like in the 30s, low 40s Fahrenheit. So lots of layers. I was actually wearing a shawl this morning as well, which I could talk about. This is my Planty shawl. I feel like it goes well with this outfit because this like dark teal color is a very similar color to my jacket. Norman, are you coming to say hello? Come here. No, he's just gonna look at me. You can probably hear him drinking his water and then coming over and like plopping down. Right now he is cleaning his paws. But this is Planty by Andrea Mowry. It's one of my very favorite shawls. It's a DK weight brioche and garter shawl. Super squishy. I knit this using Earl Grey Fiber Company. Earl Grey Fiber Co. in a variety of colors that I don't remember right now. And this one I used Rowan Lima in a color that I also don't remember. And of course, as I often do in the fall and winter, I am wearing a corduroy jacket on top because that is my favorite thing. I'm also wearing hand knit socks today. These this is just like a vanilla sock I knit, and the yarn I also don't remember. So you can tell I'm I think the main color is like a plucky knitter, but it was like a one-off thing. I don't think you can get anymore. I think I got it like at Church Mouse yarn, which is, if you all are local to this area, you know they were a yarn store on Bainbridge Island that has since closed their physical location and is online only. But yeah, that's what I'm wearing. Let's talk about finished objects, whips, everything, all the knitting, everything I've got going on. So I feel like I've been on like a sock kick. I feel like I have sock mojo right now for some reason. But I finished a pair of socks. Here they are. I had been working on these for a while, I feel like. And this is just like a basic, I did not follow a pattern. This is just like a 56 stitch vanilla sock. I did 2x2 rib at the top. I did a slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset. And I knit them on a US size 0. And yeah, this is just like a basic sock. The yarn is Ovis, etc. Igneae in the colorway Confetti, Pine, and Pink. And I just wove the ends in last night, so I need to give them a nice bath. I also, last night at knit night, wove in the ends on a pair of socks that I knit for an office, I think in July. So glad that those are finally done and I can give them to him so that he can wear now that it's getting cold. It's been cold. It's cold. But yeah, I finished these socks. I finished them. I worked on them quite a bit when we were on vacation in Mexico. It was a really good project for me to just have in my bag. And like I did some knitting on the beach. I did some knitting in like Ubers. And Norman, are you here to visit? Do you want to come up? Come here. Are you coming? Oh my goodness! You can just sit with me if you want to. Or kisses. Okay, thank you. Let's pause the kisses so I can talk. So the green socks. Okay, okay. Oh my goodness. You can stay. There you go. All right. We do have Norm now. Yeah, so he just left. He just came up, caused a little mayhem, and then left promptly. Very Norm. Yes, I had been working on these. I think I cast them on. Actually, I think I cast them on before I went to like a baseball game because I wanted something to knit on while I was at the game. And then I have been working on these kind of on and off for a while. I brought them with me on my vacation. So I think I talked about this last episode, but we went to Mexico for the week of Thanksgiving in the US. And I was on the second sock and I just brought it because I thought it would be an easy to kind of carry around project, and it was great. I worked on it on and off throughout the trip, and then I had basically just like a couple rows in the toe left to do after we got back from our trip, and I finished that up. I don't remember, last week at some point I finished this. Norman, what are you doing? Okay. So I finished them and then I just wove in the ends last night. This color, like this yarn, is so much fun. The confetti colors from Ovis, etc. Are really, really fun. It is a green mane kind of color with these little pink specks on them. I'll give you all a close-up so you can see. I'm not sure. There we go. So you can see it's just like little tiny specks. Really cute, really fun. And the colors, one of my friends at knit night last night was saying that like she hadn't really thought of it before, but now maybe it's just like the holiday season and the spirit and everything, but they almost feel like holiday socks, like with the green. I feel like they could be kind of holiday socks. And they kind of go with another project that I'm working on, which I guess I can show now. I'm also working on a couple of other pairs of socks, but one of them is in this pink color that kind of goes with it pretty well. So like these will be kind of good socks. Not that I would ever wear them together because I will wear them. I only have 2 feet, so I won't like mix and match or anything, but I don't know. I feel like I could take a cute picture with these socks together or whatever. So yeah, this is my only finished object for the week. For the last several weeks, this is my only finished object. But I have lots of stuff that I am working on that I can share with you. So I guess I can go ahead and share about these quickly. Or not quickly, but I can just do these next. So these are, I guess I should, I think it's fine. I was going to say, should I do like a spoiler? Because these are the mystery Nordlund mystery knit along, which one, like this is, I'm only partway through clue 1 and clue 2 is already out. Also, when she updates the pattern, it has like a picture of that whole clue. I think it's fine. So I guess I'll just say here, hopefully you didn't see I didn't get spoiled or whatever, but like I think it's fine. But these are the Lucia socks, which is the Sari Nordlund mystery sock knit along that she's doing this month. And I have just the toe, and I'm also in the middle of a row, which makes it really annoying to show you. But I am knitting these in Woolberry berry sock, and the color is Peachy Keen. This is yarn I think I got from Woolmercery, the yarn store that I work at. I normally do my socks cuff down, so I'm doing this one toe up, and I'm also doing it magic loop because, I mean, at the very least I was going to start it magic loop because my preferred sock method is small circulars, but you can't really start a toe-up sock with small circulars. Like, I don't think that really works. So I started a magic loop, and then I'll probably just knit the whole thing magic loop. Like, it'll be fine. But it's a mystery knit along. So Sari releases 1 clue per week for 4 weeks. And it ends like around the end of the year, like around Christmas time. And a lot of people are doing like 2 socks at a time so that by the end of the month you have a pair of socks, but I decided I'm just going to do 1 sock with the knit along, and then I'll just knit the second sock later. But it is a lace and cable design. It's got all these twisted stitches to make it like really pronounced. It's a really, I think it's a beautiful design. It's a little bit annoying to knit just because of all the twisted stitches and the cables and stuff. And because of that, I'm very behind. So today's Wednesday, the clues come out, like each weekly clue comes out on Monday, and I'm still not even done with clue 1. And so like clue 2 came out 2 days ago. So that is another thing that's on my list to do today that we'll see if I accomplish, but I would love to catch up, at least finish clue 1 for this sock. I think I'm like, I need to do like 5 more rows or something. Like I'm not that far behind, but I am behind. What else can I say about these socks? There are multiple sizes. I am knitting the smallest size very predictably. I guess my sock gauge is just really loose. And I also have really skinny feet. But I'm knitting the smallest size, and I'm also doing it on a US size 0 rather than a US 1 or 1.5, I think is what the pattern calls for. But I just know my sock gauge. I know I know I'm going to have to knit socks on a 0. That's just like the way that it is for me now. And that's fine. Let's see what else. I did do a poll on Instagram to try to decide what yarn I wanted to use for this, and it was incredibly tight. And I ended up going with this one. I think it's like, I don't know. I know it's not like explicitly like in your face wintry, but it feels kind of wintry. And I'm sorry, Norman is trying to get into the bedroom. So he just was standing there. I'm sorry, I'm being really annoying with the dog today, and I feel like that is going to be annoying to some people, and I'm sorry. What was I saying? The Lucia socks, I did a poll on Instagram, and it was very even. I was going between this color, and then there was like, it's actually, I have it here, one of the other colors I'm using for something else now. This color, and also I had like a lightly speckled yarn from Igneae that I was considering as well, and I ended up going with this one. I think it's a really great color for this pattern. I think it shows off the design really well. I think it's lightly wintry. I also like that it kind of goes with these socks, so I think it was the right choice. And I am really enjoying this, like the way that it's turning out. I do think it's taking me kind of a long time. It's not the most like, I don't want to say it's not engaging because it is, but it's not like I'm like, okay, I have to knit this. Like I have to get it, done. I love it so much or whatever. Like I'm enjoying it, but I'm not like obsessed with it, I guess, if that makes sense. So that's one of my works in progress. I guess let's just do the other socks and then I'll get into the sweaters. The other socks I'm working on is actually a new acquisition as well. So this yarn I got from the sock set update at La Mercerie, and it's really special to me because this is most of the sock sets in the sock set update that we did at La Mercerie last month. I helped pick the inspiration photos that we sent to the yarn dyers, and that's kind of like exciting to me and a big deal to me, and I don't know, I really enjoyed doing that, and I have been really involved in the Winter Wishes sock swap over at La Mercerie this year, and that has been really fun and meaningful to me, and so I wanted to get some of the yarns that I helped inspire the colors, and to commemorate this first sock swap that I participated in putting on. So I decided to grab a couple sock sets, and then also Jess, who is the owner of La Mercerie, she also grabbed one of this sock set, and we're gonna make matching socks to commemorate our first sock swap that we did together, which is like the sweetest thing I think, and I just love so much. But I grabbed 2 sock sets from the update, and I just couldn't decide between them, and they're too beautiful. Both of them were dyed by Yarn Baker. And she does just really beautiful yarns. I have this one I got, which is called, the sock set is called Heavy on the Cinnamon. And the really cool thing about these sets that Olivia did for the sock swap update, sock set update, is that this is the other one I got. The main color is more of like a tonal, and the mini skein is variegated, which I think is, or like speckled, which I think is so fun. I feel like most of the time when you see sock sets, the main color is like the variegated speckly one, and the mini is a tonal or like a more solid color. But I prefer like solid tonals for pretty much everything, and so to have most of the sock be like a solid color and then just like these little fun bits of speckledy variegated, I think is just really perfect. But this sock set is called Heavy on the Cinnamon, and I am knitting the Totally Rad Ribbed Socks by Summerlee Knits, the sock genius herself. And let me just give you all a close-up of this yarn because it's beautiful. Y'all know I love a dark red, and the mini, the speckled mini, is just delightful. Like, how beautiful is that? Seriously. So I'm doing, it's a fold over, like, I guess not, I don't know what to call this. It's just like a fold over edging at the top. So I haven't folded it over yet. And then you do the stripes and then rib for a while, and then I'm about to put in the heel. But we, Jess and I decided we're gonna do, where is this yarn? I need to find it. Okay, here it is. We decided we're gonna do the heel in this dark green. This is La Bien-Aimée Yana, which is a beautiful dark green. So just to make the socks even more festive, we're gonna do dark green heels. So it's almost time for the heel. I'll put this in, and then the toe will be the variegated mini again. So here's what the mini looks like in caked up form with the main color. Like, oh my gosh, how beautiful is that? Like, seriously. So beautiful. And then while I'm at it, I was going to do this in like an acquisition section, but I'll just show you all this one now. This is the other set I got. It's called Bedford Falls. And it is just a beautiful dark green, and this is the mini. Like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just have this mini in like full skeins. It's so beautiful. Like, seriously, oh my gosh. And again, like, I feel like I've talked about this on the podcast before. I'm not a huge green person, but this green gets me. This gets me. Like, I don't know, I love this. So I was thinking originally that I might do this one for like a Christmas Eve cast on, but now I may have other plans for that. So we shall see, but I really love this one as well. And that's all my sock stuff I've got. I have a couple of sweater works in progress. One thing I'm going to mention quickly, last podcast episode I was talking about a summer top that I knit, or that I was working on. It was like a new design, kind of self-drafted out of Jerome Natura Robinson, and I made some more progress on that. I have it here, but I didn't love it, and so I didn't end up finishing it, and I'm kind of leaving it in timeout right now because I'm not sure what I want to do with it. I kind of feel like I need to just like change the way it's constructed or something. I'm just not super happy with it, and I want to be really happy with it. So this one is on pause. I have not worked on this much. I stopped working on it like a couple days before we left for vacation, and I just haven't picked it back up. And I probably won't until like next year, or who knows when. I'm not sure if at all. Like, I don't want to force it. So that is the situation with that one. But I have two other sweater, like garment works in progress. One, you'll remember I talked about last week, or not last week, last episode, which is my Aurelia pullover by Sari Nordlund. This is actually a Sari Nordlund fan account now. I only will knit Sari Nordlund patterns, and everything is all Sari Nordlund all the time. I'm just kidding. I will knit other things, but I am very obsessed with her patterns. So, Aurelia is an all-over cable raglan in DK weight yarn, and I have mine here. Oh, looking at it, I love it so much. I have stalled out on this a little bit for a variety of reasons. I was working on this. I was knitting it quite a bit on my way to Mexico on the flight, and then, oh my gosh, I had this whole like knitting needle debacle, and everything is okay. It all worked out fine, but that is a story for another time. And then this sweater is a labor of love. It takes a long time to get through even like one row. So like there are rows where you do cables and there are rows where you don't. And the cable rows take like 20 minutes to get through, even like at this size. I don't know if I'm just really slow or what, but it's wild. Maybe not 20 minutes, but like a long time. It takes a really long time to get through even like one row of the like heavily cabled rows. And I don't know, I think I'm a little worried that it's going to be a little bit small. I'm not sure. I have, I think, like 10 more rows before I do the sleeve split. Basically, okay, so I'm knitting this also, like one of my friends is knitting the same project, and for a variety of reasons, we had originally wanted to like try to have these done by, like for holiday sweaters, so like have them done by the time we, like the last time we see each other before like the holidays. And then a variety of reasons, there were just like some issues with it. We realized that was like not really going to happen, and so we've kind of stalled out on it a little bit and have like been knitting other stuff, and that's totally fine. I really love it, and I will finish the sweater, but I think it's going to just be on pause for a while, and I'm okay with that. But I still am very invested in like having the sweater. I'm hopeful that this size is still going to be okay with me, like at this gauge. I'm hopeful that this will still work out and I don't have to like rip it out and knit a larger size. I think it will be okay. I guess I could try like putting it on right now. I have it on a barber cord, so I can cut it. So I need to probably loosen the barber cord a little bit. I don't know. I still have some time before I get to the sleeve split. I think I have like maybe 10 rows. So I don't know how long that is. Did I put this on the right way? I think so. Okay. So let's stretch it out. I feel like I'm having to stretch this a lot to get it to just right. Yeah. Okay. So here it is. It will have like a collar that I still need to do, but like, am I even over the shoulders? Am I just doing this really badly? What am I doing? So, yeah. This is where I am now, kind of. And it's like, I guess this is where my armpits are, so maybe it's okay. No, this way. Like that. Like that. Where are the raglans? I'm sorry, y'all are watching this live and you're probably like, Emily, what are you doing? Like, why am I so bad at this? The problem is that I'm looking at myself and it's like mirrored, so I keep like pulling it the wrong way. It doesn't matter. Basically, this is where I'm at right now. The color I'm so in love with. The yarn is Sewrella Brick from their Autumn in New York collection, and I have it in Cashmere DK, so it feels really soft and it's lovely to work with. And I think that the cable definition and everything is beautiful. I just am not, I don't know. I have some hesitancy with it. Maybe just like it feels like it's taking forever, but we'll see. I think I'll come back to it probably in the new year, and it'll just be a nice like winter project, not necessarily a holiday project. But yeah, I do really love it. I'm like looking at it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, and the color is so beautiful, and I love it so much, but we shall see. So that's my one sweater work in progress, and my other one, let me get my jacket back on. It's cold in here, and Norman is trying to cover himself. I feel like I have things everywhere. Why does this feel chaotic? Why does it always feel chaotic with me? Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's me back in, doing my best. All right. What do we have? My last work in progress I had is my holiday countdown project. So I am opening, I bought this year for myself the Stress Knits Advent. It is her last like countdown calendar. She said she's not going to do it anymore after this, and I had to have it. It's an all tonal Advent, and I love her colors, and I just knew like I was going to die if I didn't have this. Okay, I shouldn't say that. I'm exaggerating. I really wanted to have this countdown, and boy, am I so glad that I did, because I'm in love with every color I've opened, honestly. Like every single color, I'm like, I would knit a whole sweater out of that. Even the greens, like, and I have said before, I'm not a huge green person, but like Stacy makes me love green. I love it. So here's my project. And boy, have I been through it with this project. Not this one specifically, but I started a different sweater and I ripped it out. And honestly, if you want to hear more about that, I actually talked about it in detail on my Vlogmas. I'm going to talk in detail about this project. Oh, I forgot to tell you, for the Aurelia, I'm knitting the size 1, the smallest size. Is there anything else I left out? I'm just using the needle that the pattern calls for, US size 6. Okay. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. So I originally cast on a different pattern for my Advent, and there were a variety of reasons why that didn't work out and I had to pull it out. I was using the yarn held double, and it was knitting up really quick, and it was great, and there's no problem with the pattern that I was using, but it just wasn't the right fit for this yarn and this project. So I switched, and now I'm knitting a Stripes by Andrea Mowry. I want to say it like Stripes because it's all caps with an exclamation point. So it feels like whenever I say the pattern name, it has to be like Stripes. So I'm knitting a Stripes by Andrea Mowry, and this is actually the same pattern that Stacy is knitting, and one of my other friends who got this Advent is also going to knit this project as well, so we're all going to have matching striped sweaters, which I love. I cast on, this is the second size, and I decided that I wanted to do a main color for all the ribbing, so for the collar and the ribbing on the ends of the sleeves and also the body, and I am using Swan Lake by Woolberry Fiber Coat. This is actually in their Berry Natural base, which is a 100% superwash wool. And I've never used this yarn before, but I really loved knitting with it. Like, it's really soft and it makes me want to get more of it and just like knit a sweater out of it. I think would be really nice. But it's a really nice yarn. And the color I thought was like a really great basic kind of neutral that would go well with the minis from the countdown. And I do think it has. Again, I guess I've already shown this, but I will say, like, I guess spoilers for this countdown. I am, like, not working ahead, so I opened today is December 7th. I opened December 7th. That's the latest one you'll see, but this won't even go up on December 7th, so, like, there should be no risk of you getting spoiled. But, yeah, I did the ribbing for the top. I am going to fold it over and sew it down so that I have a folded collar, which is my favorite collar style. And then I made a couple modifications to this pattern. The pattern is written for 8-row stripes, and I knew that if I did, so if you look at like the cropped version of the sweater that Andrea is wearing like in the pattern photos, she did 15 stripes, and I want to use all of my yarn like all 24 mini skeins. So she did 15 stripes and 8 rows each, and I am going to do 5 row stripes and 24 of them. And that should work out to roughly the same number. Well, actually, based on the math, exactly the same number. And like same number of rows. So I think my row gauge may be a little bit off, but I think it'll end up being okay. And if I need to, like, I think I'll have enough yarn that I can repeat stripes at the bottom to give me more length if I need to. So, and that's like what I'll have to do on the sleeves, because I know the sleeves will end up being longer than the body. So yeah, I've just been opening as I go, doing and like knitting it up as I open. And I've been doing 5 row stripes. It is a circular yoke, which I am a little bit nervous about just because I have found that raglans tend to fit me a little bit better than circular yokes, but I have actually only knit, I think, 2 circular yoke patterns. I just have heard from folks that they don't fit as well, and so maybe this is just like me being anxious about it. I've knit 2 circular yoke patterns, and one of them fit me really well, and one of them did not fit me well at all. So I'm not sure. I'm nervous about it, but I think it'll be okay. I'm hopeful that it'll be okay. And like, I trust Andrea. I feel like she does a good job, so hopefully it will fit me nicely. But these are the first 6 colors, starting off with green, and that makes sense. This is a plant-themed advent. So lots of green. There is, my favorite so far it's very predictably, is this gold color. I also really love this pinkish mauve color, and then today's is gorgeous. I cannot wait. I just opened this before recording. I can't wait to wind this up and get this knit into the project because I love this one so much. I want all of these colors. I just want full sweaters of, which is wild that like Stacy has got me every single color. Seriously, they're so good. I think this stretch here, the last 4 colors, so the dark green, this like mauve pink, the yellow, and then this like peachy neutral, and this one, all 5 of them I would 100% knit full sweaters out of. Like, definitely I would. And I probably would the first 2 as well. Maybe not the first one as much. I still love it, but I don't think it's like my color for a full sweater. But oh my gosh, Stacy is killing me with these colors. Like, they're so good. They're so good, and I'm so happy that I got this advent. I had some, it's not even a regret. Not about this advent, of course. I'm so happy to have gotten it, but the last 2 years I've gotten the Grenouille advent, and I've loved it, but I was like, Emily, you shouldn't get it for a 3rd year in a row. Like, that's crazy. And then, like, seeing people open theirs, I'm like, oh, it's so good. Like, I almost wish that I had gotten that one in addition, but 2 advents seems crazy. But I'm so happy with this one that, like, it has confirmed my decision that, like, this countdown is the right one for me. I do also wish I had the Grenouille one because it's also beautiful, but yeah, I just want all the yarn is the problem. I want it all. But the project is going pretty well. I'm just knitting it as I open it. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do once I get to the sleeves. I realize I'm holding this down here. I need to hold it up so that you can see it. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do when I get to the sleeves because I still want to keep knitting my stripe every day. But like, do I have enough needles to knit both the sleeves at the same time? I guess I could magic loop them 2 at a time. Ugh! And do the body at the same time? I don't like magic loop. Like, I'll do it, but it's not my preferred way. But maybe that is the way. Maybe I should. I don't know. Like, am I doing something wrong with magic loop? Like, why do I not like doing it? Everyone loves it. Like, I feel like I should love it. Why don't I love it? I don't know. Maybe I need to do a consultation with my friend Sylvan, who I know always does, like, 2 at a time sleeves. I need her to help me get set up so that I'm, like, it's not a mess. My yarn isn't tangled and everywhere. Okay, that's all my works in progress. I already shared this acquisition. I have another acquisition I was going to share with you. Oh, I also had a pattern release, kind of, not really. I feel like that was a great way for me to communicate that. I did an excellent job there. That was sarcasm. I don't actually think I did a good job. Okay, here's the situation. I collaborated with Coley from Paisley Knits, and I designed a shawl, kind of a shawl. It's also kind of like a cape, specifically for her countdown yarn. Her yarn is so beautiful, y'all. Like this Advent, this like winter countdown is so special. And for those of you that were able to get one and are opening it now, I'm so excited for you because it's just so beautiful. It's in a fade, and the inspiration between each color is so lovely, and I really love knitting with this yarn, and I cannot wait to show you all the finished shawl. I can't show you right now because folks are still opening the yarn, and it has like, the shawl has all the colors in it, but I designed a pattern for this Advent, for this winter countdown, and it is available now for folks that purchased the countdown, and it will be available on Christmas Eve for everyone. On December 24th, the pattern will be available for everyone to purchase. And so like hopefully y'all have been opening all of your countdowns. And even if you didn't get the Paisley Knits one, any one that you have been opening. And if you want to knit one, my shawl, it's called the Yoliday Shawl, which I thought was very fun and clever name. But if you want to knit one, you can. December 24th, the pattern will be available. And the original winter countdown from Coley is DK weight, but I also wrote a fingering weight version. We are, my angel friend and tech editor and just best human ever, Sylvan, is knitting up the fingering weight sample right now, and it will be, we also have that one in testing as well. Like, of course, the shawl has been tested and everything. I had a couple of my friends test the DK weight version, and then also the fingering weight version is being tested as well. And so that one will be ready. The fingering weight version will be ready. It is great for just your traditional fingering weight yarn Advent. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That'll be coming December 24th. I can't wait to show you all the full color photos. Maybe I can put up here a photo of what it looks like in black and white. And it's just a really fun shape. It was really fun to knit. I really love this project, and I hope you all love it too. So I had that happen. Acquisitions. I shared my other sock set. I also got some yarn for a mystery project. It's not mystery, like it's not a secret from you all. It's a secret from someone who I know watches this podcast. So I'm not going to share too much about it, but I got some cotton for a project from Purl Soho, and you can watch more about this in my Vlogmas. I tried to over dye this one because I wanted it to be more of like a red color. The color name is Tomato. Would you not expect it to be more red than this? But it's like orange. I don't know. I think my dyeing it may have helped a little bit. It's like not as bright orange as it was when I got it, but the dye just like did not stick. I don't know if it's because it's red dye. I don't know if it's because it's cotton. I don't know if it's because, I don't know, I didn't give it enough good vibes. I'm not really sure what happened, but the dye did not stick. And so I tried to dye it red, and like when it was in the pot, I was like, this is going to be great. It looks red. This is going to be amazing. And then it just like, I soaked the yarn afterward. It just came right out, and now it's orange again. But we're moving forward with the project anyway. So I got this yarn that I'm about to work with soon, hopefully later today. And yeah, that's pretty much it for like acquisitions and stuff. I'm trying to think about if there's anything else I wanted to talk about here. That's pretty much it. I think for as far as like general life stuff goes, we went to Mexico. So we were in Mexico, not last week, the week before, so the week of Thanksgiving in the US, and we had a really good trip. I mean, the weather was beautiful. It was like in the 80s Fahrenheit. We were like at the beach. I got lightly sunburnt, but not too sunburnt, like sweet spot there. I was like, it's warm enough to get sunburnt, but it's not, I didn't get all the way sunburnt, like so bad that I'm like peeling and everything, which is pretty common for me. So I did a good job with my sunscreening and reapplying and everything. But we spent a couple days in Mexico City, and then we flew to Cancun, and we did a few days around there. We went to Chichen Itza. Like, I have been to one of the wonders of the world now, which is amazing. Like, that was just incredible to see. So, so cool. We went to some incredible museums. We had beach time. We ate some amazing food that also kind of wrecked our stomachs at times, like at the end. But yeah, I think we had some difficulties on this trip. We had some stuff like not go the way that we wanted it to, and like we had some unexpected difficulties, which I won't go through in detail here because that's not fun for anyone, but I'm just like really impressed with our ability, myself and my husband Ovis, to just like roll with the punches, kind of like deal with whatever comes our way, and like still make the most out of our experiences. And that's something that I feel really grateful for after this trip. It's just like, man, I feel like we're really good teammates, and we made the best of the situations we were in, and I still had a really great time and enjoyed myself. So yeah, I think we were happy to be home on some level. Also, like, it was a little tough for me to get into the holiday spirit on like Thanksgiving. Normally, like, Thanksgiving Day is like the start of the Christmas time for me and like for my family. That's like when you start listening to Christmas music, and that's like you put on your Christmas jammies, and like that is the start. And so it was tough to kind of feel that when we were in Mexico and it was like 80 degrees and humid. Like, I was not really feeling like fun holiday time. But we came back to Seattle and it was like freezing and snowing. So, I mean, I was kind of excited to see that. I know Nofis was not super pumped about that. I was like not happy to come back to the snow, but I was like, okay, yes, holiday spirit, like, here we go. But we spent last week definitely doing tons of holiday activities. We did our full, like, Nofis and I each year do our own Thanksgiving meal, just the two of us. We like cook all of the foods the Thanksgiving foods we love, and we just like have a great meal and tons of leftovers. So we did that last Friday, and that was really fun. Nofis did turkey legs. He like brined them. Okay, sorry, my camera battery died and I forgot what I was talking about. So I think I was talking about coming home from Mexico to snowy, cold weather. And I think that definitely helped me kind of get more into the holiday spirit. We spent a lot of last week doing holiday activities. Oh yeah, I talked about our Thanksgiving meal, and I was talking about what we made. So on Friday, Nofis did turkey legs. He like brined and rubbed them. And he also made beer bread, which was super delicious. Oh my gosh. And then we made green bean casserole. We made stuffing and had cranberry sauce, of course. And then also we made a lemon cranberry meringue pie. It was my first time making meringue. It's also my first time doing a homemade pie crust. And I think it turned out really good. It turned out a lot better than I expected. Nofis said it's like his favorite pie. He's been eating it since then. And I mean, I have to. And it's been very good. It was stressful when making it, like whipping the egg whites, but it turned out good. If you want to see me whipping the egg whites and talk about it, that's in my Vlogmas video. But yeah, that it all turned out really good, and so we had a really great holiday meal, yeah. And leftovers we've been eating. I still have, I think, some leftovers I'm probably going to eat today. But yeah, so that was really, really nice. We did a ton of holiday decorating. So we actually did like a Skype call with my family, and we were all like decorating our own houses, which was really fun. I got some fresh garland from a nursery nearby, like a plant nursery. And we made dried orange garland and just put up like lights. I got a poinsettia. I've got my favorite candy bowl, my Santa candy bowl with my Reese's Bells in it, which is my favorite holiday candy. So yeah, I think it's feeling a lot more festive here now, like that we've got all our decorations up. We made brunch. For those of you that follow along with our Sunday brunches, we made Eggs Benedict. I made sourdough English muffins, and Nafis made poached eggs and hollandaise sauce, and then we had like bacon and avocado and stuff. They were so good. Definitely the best Eggs Benedict we've ever made. We've only made it like a couple times before, but so good. Nafis perfected the hollandaise sauce, and the English muffins turned out pretty good. It was really tasty. We also made a couple new recipes in the last week. We made a soup recipe from Half Baked Harvest. It was like a gnocchi creamy soup that was really good. It had rosemary bacon on top, and oh my gosh, that was really tasty. We also, a couple nights ago, we made just like a standard kind of like chicken and potatoes recipe, but we also made it was like a winter Brussels sprouts recipe with balsamic and fig preserves and shaved Parmesan and pomegranate seeds. Oh my gosh. Was so good. I love Brussels sprouts. Like, I love Brussels sprouts. And this Brussels sprout recipe was really, really good. It was also from Half Baked Harvest. So, sorry, I can't, my words are not coming out nicely right now. Yeah, so we've been doing lots of really good cooking and baking. I have lots of other stuff I want to make, like before the end of the year. Yeah. I feel like we're in the thick of peak baking and holiday season, I feel like. But I'm trying to think about if there's anything else really that I wanted to share. Not really. I mean, we've been kind of hanging out at home. Things at the store have been really good. There is a knit-along upcoming, the Insta Friends knit-along, that we just did a ton of preparation for, and Andrea and Mowry released her new pattern Zig. So if you want to participate in that, you definitely should. The knit-along is starting in a couple weeks, I think on December 17th, so 10 days from now. And I will be at the store on Saturday, ready to like cast on for the project, for the knit-along. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I feel like. But I hope you guys are having a great holiday season, if that's the vibe for you right now. And like, as this year comes to a close, I'm already starting to think about next year and all the sweater quantities I have in my stash and the things I want to knit next year. And I'm going to try, I think, to do a video at the end of this year of like all the garments I made this year, and maybe a planning video for all the garments I want to make next year, because I already have a lot of sweater quantities in my stash that I want to make into sweaters. And yeah, it's been, I don't know, I'm going to try not to get too like sentimental or like emotional here. There will be time for that. There will be time, but there were a lot of changes in my life this year, and it felt really big in a lot of ways, and I'm very happy with where things are now. So I'm thankful to you all, of course, and I hope you all do lots of knitting. And there's not really baseball to watch right now, but you can watch transactions. You can see who signs with which teams. And I hope you have a great week, or a couple weeks, or however long it is until I talk to you next. Bye.